DC here. Hi guys. Oof, I'm a bit tired. It's been 3 days of a rather intensive conference. Um, kind of a mixture between a trade show and a scientific conference. And I tried to do my best in both. I mean, it was, I would say, a big expense for the company because it's some type of I often find that some of these, I would say, very commercial conferences are way overpriced. But who am I to judge? I mean, and that as long as the company paid, well, okay. But I didn't ask to go to this one. Actually, I probably would have gone to another one, even more science. But it was probably a good balanced approach for the company to send me to this because I got to have a lot of chats with different suppliers who knows, one day maybe could be potential sources for collaborations and so on. And the science stuff was good. I will be vlogging on some of the things that I learned in the science bit, which would have implications, I would even say a lot of implications for us men in our 50s and going on. But yeah, when I'll get to chatting on that, it'll take a little while because it's just not something I'm going to chat on the train right now. Train's leaving in 20 minutes, but it was already in the station, so I went and got myself a beer. Yes, I felt I needed a beer. So this is a Swiss beer, Feldschlösschen, and it's an okay beer. I mean, it's not particularly like the best beer in the world, but it's not a bad beer. So cheers. Things that happened in this conference were quite interesting. I've been having a funny set of observations, and today was another funny one. There was a lady speaker, and let's just say she was from England. It's a little bit more complex than that, but anyway, she's from England, and she had hurt herself. You could see she was wearing a bandage, like a band, excuse me, around her ankle. That was on the first day of the conference. On the second day of the conference, we were sitting at the same table in the conference room, and she approached me, started chatting, and ended up she is on a monitoring agency, and we exchanged our business cards. And I asked her, how her leg was, because just basically little conversation. You'll get to talk about things and talk about the talks and so on. And then she kind of lifted her leg and she said, "Oh, look, the bandage is off," and so on. And then well, make story short, she explained how she hurt herself, and finally, in England, it's wearing high heel, and I mean high heel shoes, is pretty important, it seems, for the ladies, especially in the offices. So she had actually crossed her legs. She said, giving a lot of details, and her leg fell asleep. And she quickly had to get up to run over to something in the office. And since her leg was asleep and she was on very high heels, as she said, she got a bad sprain. Well, okay, she was wearing flat shoes, so I made a joke. I says, well, that means no more heels for a while. And she said, "Oh yes, but that's just so terrible." And I said, well, yes and no. I said, in a way, I said, I don't think you want to wear heels if you've hurt yourself. And then she said, "Yes, but nobody is going to look at me anymore." I just kind of laughed. I grinned. I could have said quite a few things, but I didn't. Now, if you're wondering if she was good looking and people would have looked at her anyway, yes, she was quite good looking, so she didn't need the heels, But it's just the perception, isn't it, sometimes, of actually the self-perception of what brings beauty. I mean, she thought like if she wasn't wearing like the heels and the short skirts and so on, then nobody would notice her anymore. Well, ladies, get over it. There are other criteria. It's not the only one. Anyway, so you can see that was like a few little funny funny things. But as far as the conference was today, let's see, 5 minutes. I'll try not to make this too long, but the last bits were going on about communication strategies and marketing. And basically there were some interesting things, is like how you can communicate even without actually giving a health claim. My battery's dying, so I better stop quickly. And that was very important. Yeah, very important, because the fact is that people go for brands much more than actually the health claim. You got to read for a health claim, and that's difficult. Although a brand, you can just see it. My battery's just about gone, so that'll be all. DC will be signing off after this conference, and I will be vlogging on a few other things, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, so for the 20 odd people that watch this video up to its end, if that many, how about putting high heels in the comments? We'll see who got to the end.